Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. Today, we'll be presenting our capstone project titled DDoS, Attack Simulation and Mitigation in a Control Network Environment. This project explores how distributed denial of services attacks work and how to simulate them safely and how we can mitigate their impact using basic tools and configurations. So we are a group of 6 members who work together on this project, and myself, Habib Faisal, and with me are Chandrika, Hafiz, Raza, and Jaspel and Rafael. Each of us worked on different parts of the project, and we'll take you through them step by step. So here's the introduction of our project. The goal of this project was to simulate the DDoS attacks in a safe, controlled virtual environment using the open source tools. We use Kali Linux as the attacker system and True as the victim system. This setup allowed us to test how the DDoS attack affect the network availability and how we can use the tools like Wireshark and IP tables to detect and mitigate those attacks. Through this simulation, we aim to improve our understanding of cybersecurity and defensive strategies. This is my part, and now the Rafael is going to continue the forward.
All right, yeah, I'm going to take you through the following slides, understanding the DDoS attacks and the softwares and tools we used for this project. So a DDoS attack is basically, or the distributed denial of service is basically a malicious attempt to overwhelm a server, service, or network by flooding it with traffic from multiple sources. Unlike a normal DDoS attack, when it comes to one system, DDoS attacks are launched from many machines. So the goal of this project is to see maybe to take the Kali Linux as a main machine, attacking the Metasploit 2. So the goal is to consume bandwidth and resources so that the legitimate users can't access the service. So there are three types of the DDoS. So volumetric attacks, protocol attacks, and the application layer attacks. So the softwares we used for this project. So the next slide is going to show you the softwares and the tools we used. The Kali Linux, which is we used as the main machine, and then the Metasploitable 2, the VMware, which was our VirtualBox, and the Ping ICMP tool, and then we had the HPing 3. So thanks for that. So I'm gonna welcome my next group member.
Hello, I'm Jaspal, and here I'm going to present overview of Kali and Metasploit. And Kali Linux is a powerful open source Linux distribution developed by Offensive Security. It is widely used by ethical hackers and cybersecurity professionals for penetration testing and security assessments. And it comes with hundreds of pre-installed tools for tasks like vulnerability scanning, password cracking, and forensic analysis, and more in our project. And we used Kali as the attacker system and allowing us to safely stimulate various types of DDoS attacks using the tools like HIPing3 and LOIC. And some key features that make Kali Linux suitable for this kind of work include the first one is a wide range of built-in tools for network analysis and exploitation and digital forensics. And the second one is the regular updates to keep tools current and effective. And its design is ideal for real world ethical hacking labs and where we need a secure but flexible testing environment. And the next slide is for the overview of a Metasploit. And Metasploit is the deliberately vulnerable Linux virtual machine developed by a Rapid 7. It is primarily used for security and training and penetration testing. In a project, we use Metasploit 2 as the target of a victim system to stimulate how a server might behave during a DDoS attacks. While it's often used with the Metasploit framework, and we use it here to safely observe the impact of malicious traffic without any risk of real infrastructure. And some important attributes includes like the first one is it comes pre-configured with the numerous known vulnerabilities including unsecured ports and outdated service, making it an ideal target for testing. And it's easy to set up using virtualization tools like VMware or a VirtualBox. And most importantly, allows us to experiment with the real attack scenarios in a safe and isolated lab environment without risking live networks. And the next slide, please. And the next, so that is my part. Now I'm welcoming my next partner. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, myself Hafiz. As we discussed on the last video, now we have to, before we perform any of the DDoS attacks, we have to perform the simulations. So it's just we make sure both attackers and the target system were connected to the same virtual network. So we're gonna do it now. Check the virtual box. So now we have two windows like Meta and Kali, as you can see here. The point is we're going to run the attack on both systems. Yeah, we can check in the Kali Linux. Yeah, I'm going to type the code. Yeah, we're going to type the password for it. Just going to connect both the files. So we're going to, yeah. Right, we're going to copy the link with IP address. So we're going to do it on the Meta to make sure that confirm that both systems were successfully connected and able to communicate. So we're going to use the iconfig command on the Meta to find the IP address. Yep. The password. So now you can see it's the IP address are both the same, which means that confirms that both the system was successfully connected and able to communicate. Right, so now you can see it's pinging. This step is really important because if the system weren't connected properly, the simulation stacks would not be reached the target. So this is what I've done. And we're gonna do the check. It's gonna be same with the Kali Linux 2. So yep, you can see it's gonna go. So perfect. So I'm gonna move to the next one.
Hello, and I'm going to present performing an attack. And in this slide, we carried out a SYN flood attack using the Hyping 3 tool from our attacker machine, which is a Kali Linux. And the target system was Metasploit 2. And the SYN flood works by sending a large number of TCP's SYN packets, attempting to initiate connections. However, the handshake is never completed, leaving the target system with the numerous half-open connections, and which eventually consumes its resources and can cause it to a slowdown or a crash. And here I'm going to tell you about the commands that we use to perform this attack. And we already discussed about the attacks in a previous video. And these are the commands that we use. And the first one is a hipping 3, and the other one is a slash S sets the SYN flag to initiate the TCP handshake. And next one is the IP address of the target, which is a metasploit. And the other command is we use to spoof the source of IP address and making it look like the attack is coming from the another machine. And the second last is which is commonly used for web services. And the last one is sending packets fast as possible to overwhelm the target. Next slide, please. In this slide, we can clearly see that if we put the HTTP IP address in Kali Linux browser, it will open an page. And in the second figure shows that as we can see, after performing the attack, we are not able to access the target HTTP site, and it's still buffering. And now the next slides will be presented by next team members. Thank you.
Hello. So my name is Chandrika. I'm the group leader of this group number 4. So basically what I've done so far is I'm helping each and every team member of this group because we just only have one laptop and we have to set up the whole lab on one lab. So that's why on every Wednesdays we all sit together and do the work. So basically what I have done in my part is I have performed an attack. So one of the attack was performing by Jaspal, and another attack, which is the UDP flood attack, which I have done so far. So you can see that in this screen, this is the TCP SYN flood attack, which we have, which is done by Jaspal. So basically after that, I have done the TCP UDP attack, which I'm gonna show you as well in the Kali Linux. So for that, we just have to run a few commands. So first I have to go to sudo su so that I can get the root privileges. And after that, I have to write a code for that. Right? UDP. So this is my target, the metasploitable IP address. So when I'm going to start the attack here, so you can see that it's in a flood mode, right? So while performing this attack, I'm going to open my Wireshark so that I can just see like what is going on over there. Is it even running on Wireshark or not? So I'm going to open my Wireshark. Because we have selected the Ethernet network, so I'm going to select the Ethernet network here. And you can see that this is running, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to my Metasploit so that I can check and I can just block some of the IP addresses. So for that, I have to go here. And first of all, I just want to check my CPU memory here. So in that memory, you can see that there are a lot of memories which is going on, like 1.3, 1. Which is covered by this attack. And I'm going to stop this, and then I'm going to write the first command here. So I'm going to use this command so that I can just attempt the DDoS attack here. And you can just write log space log prefix. And now I'm here to attempt the DDoS attack. log level 4. Okay, I'm done with this command. Now I'm going to block the specific IP address, which is my input 192.168.56.20. So this is what I have to do, and then I'm going to drop the things here. Okay, so now I can use the sudo tail f, where you can see that my attack is running and it's blocking the sites. So for that, I have to write this command var log and messages. And while entering this one, you can see that there are a lot of attacks is going on at the moment. So for that, I need to go to the Metasploit. I just want to check a specific packets here. So I'm just going to click this. It will take time to load. And when it's going to be loaded, you can see that only the specific IP20 sites is going to attack. So whenever you just going to that site, or whenever you're going to click on that site, it won't going to open because it is under attack at the moment. And my other team member will show you how we're gonna graphic the whole thingy while during the attack on Wireshark. So my next team member Zafar will gonna show you.
Thank you, Chandrika. My name is Sayed Raza Jaffer, and I'm going to talk about the graphical representation of the presentation that we have, and also to in front of you. So first of all, we open a Wireshark, and then we switch it Ethernet, and then the graphical representation. We have the IO graphs basically, which changes accordingly, and we did. Um, one that you're looking. And then we did analysis here. And this was the eyebrows as you can see on the screen at the moment. And we did this on every Wednesday on the laptop because that is the time that we all sat together and we selected and did the attacks and divided the parts. And this is how we basically did all of the presentation and the project. Now, I will talk about moving forward. I will talk about the slides. Those are in front of you. First of all, I will talk about the Wireshark slide. If you, yeah, the one that you see on the screen, that's the test. This that we I'll show you about the. Yeah. Can you see me now? Can you hear me now and see me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you look at the slides that we have, first of all, I will talk about the Wireshark slides, analysis slide. So basically, this slide presents the Wireshark IO graph showing two major UDP flood spikes. The first spike occurs between 30 to 80 seconds, and the second between 190 to 270. If 270 seconds. These spikes indicate DDoS attack attempts using UDP traffic between the two spikes. And the traffic downs to nearly zero, suggesting that IP tables were, they were successful in mitigating the attack during that interval. Also noticeable over here is that the absence of TCP issues confirms it was a UDP only attack. The analysis demonstrates the system's resilience and effectiveness of the implemented firewall rules, supporting forensic evidence of successful action throughout. Um, yes, simulation. If you move on towards the performance filtering slide, that's the second one up over here. If you can open up the second slide, so Yeah, just to say after that, the Wireshark, the slide afterwards does. So in the slide, you would see the presentation today. So basically, that's about the performance filtering. Over the course of 2 minutes, host one produced ICMP traffic using HPing3, malicious packets at 30,000 PPS, and legal packets at that was 1,500 PPS. And the design rate promise for DDoS mitigation successfully filtering malicious traffic that we have. Yeah, that was pretty much it. That concludes our presentation for today. And in the end, I would just like to talk about that this study used open source technologies, including Kali Linux, Metaplausible 2, Wireshark, and IP tables to successfully mimic a UDP flood DDoS attack. Also, it attack in a controlled environment. It illustrated how excessive traffic can impair system performance and how these risks can be reduced by using effective firewall rules and traffic analysis. And the study that we have underscores how simple it is to initiate DDoS attacks and stresses the value of proactive security using response, monitoring, logging procedures. All things considered, it provides a useful, instructive model for professionals and students to develop practical cybersecurity abilities through simulation-based learning. That's basically the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for your time, and that'll be all. Thank you. I think Chandrika is gonna say something else. If not, then we'll just conclude our presentation.
Thank you, Zafar. Thank you for every other team member as for my group. So in the screen that you can see the Wireshark analysis of our attack, that what we have done so far is to basically the graph returns from the 0 packets to the 300. So the attack is still going on and you can see it on the graph. It will continue to turn on until and unless I stop the attack. So basically, this is all done for our project at the moment. So thank you so much for everything. Thank you. That's it.